Welcome everyone to another episode of Nerdstrodamus. I'm Dr. Pants.
I'm Lambo.
And today we're celebrating the anniversary of the King of Swing, Donkey Kong himself, his first real solo adventure. 25 years ago, Donkey Kong Country hit the Super Nintendo and it celebrated like the actual day release anniversary this past week.
Yeah, so there's so much to think about, so much to talk about. This game has meant so much to me.
I remember getting it. I also got it along with Battletoads Double Dragon, so it's like the 25th anniversary of that too, but no one cares. But like that game had a real big impression on me. And it was an amazing game with some amazing production quality.
Indeed. Some amazing music.
Oh my god.
And well, before we actually get into it, I'm gonna quiz you.
On Donkey Kong Country?
On Donkey Kong Country facts and trivia.
Bring it. I don't know if you know this, but I did some audio fan fiction about my adventures inside of Donkey Kong Country when I was in 3rd grade.
I remember.
Yeah, let's...
And so
we don't have it, don't ask.
So might a lot of other people.
Yes.
Anyway, a very, very memorable character that kind of helps you out, especially in Donkey Kong Country 2. Looks just like this. What is his name? He is your spider buddy, Donkey Kong Country 2.
I was gonna say Spitter, but I don't think that's it. Is his name Webley?
Webley?
Webley.
Only if you were watching Bobby's World.
Oh no! Oh no! I got my spiders mixed up.
You are so close. It's actually Squitter.
Oh man!
I'm gonna give you a half a point for that because that was you're pretty much right there.
You know who Spitter is?
Who's Spitter?
He was a Transmetal Beast Wars figure from the Transformers Beast Wars series.
All right.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
There's way too much going on there.
All right, now it's really it was a wonderful game, and actually you've been able to play it pretty consistently from the old days to now.
Right.
It has been released on 7 separate platforms. I'll help you out by saying, of course, it was originally released on the Super Nintendo, and it exists today on the Super NES Classic, most recently.
Okay.
But what 5 other platforms has it been released upon?
Donkey Kong Country?
Donkey Kong Country.
Okay. The Wii as a download title. Okay. The Wii U.
Yes.
The 3DS.
That's all the Virtual Console releases, indeed.
It got released on the Game Boy Advance.
Indeed, it did.
So what's the other one?
It was before all the others.
It was before all the others.
Yes.
As Donkey Kong Country?
As Donkey Kong Country.
I'm gonna say there was a Game Boy Color one.
Oh, yeah, good call, yeah. Ding.
Because it's like, there was no N64 one.
There totally was. So, yeah, nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, good. Cool. Now, Donkey Kong Country 2, possibly the best game of the series.
Oh, my favorite one of the series.
Yeah. I mean, the Returns and Tropical Freeze are really fantastic, too. Please don't miss out on them. Who are all of the Kongs present in Donkey Kong Country 2? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Donkey. Diddy.
Yes.
Dixie.
Totally.
Funky. Swanky.
Yup.
Wrinkly. Cranky.
Wow.
Boom!
Are we 3 for 3 so far? No.
Well, 2.5 for 3.
2.5 for 3. All right, now, once again, I'm going to stick to Donkey Kong Country 2. Even though we're going to talk about mostly Donkey Kong Country today.
Right.
In Donkey Kong Country 2, there is the Monkey Museum where Cranky hangs out.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of cool stuff in the background. There's an arcade cabinet with what game in it?
I know for a fact that it is a Killer Instinct game.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say that it was Killer Instinct Gold, wasn't it? Or was it?
It was just Killer Instinct.
Oh,
I'll give it to you.
Okay. I was trying to think like what time was it out and like.
And we'll let you reclaim that other half point if you can remember what Killer Instinct character was on a poster on his back wall.
It better be Fulgore.
It wasn't actually.
Really? Who was it?
It was Chief Thunder.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, like, Fulgore was the face of that series to me. Like, everywhere you saw it was like Fulgore.
Yeah, Fulgore.
Because he was like a cybernetic ninja with the arm blades. But anyway.
Indeed.
We're not talking about Killer Instinct. We're talking about Donkey Kong Country.
And finally, this game is, of course, well known for its production value. Especially in the old 16-bit games, just look so good. There were a lot of PlayStation games that didn't look half as good.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Tomorrow Never Dies, anyone?
Jumping Flash? Which got part of the PlayStation Classic.
I
don't know why.
But anyway, one of the things that comes along with that is really, really high-quality idle animations.
Okay.
And this game has this series has so many good idle animations. In Donkey Kong Country Returns, one of your favorite entries.
Yeah.
Donkey's idle animation. He pulls out a game system and starts playing. What was that game system?
I actually know.
Yeah.
That I believe it's different depending on which version you're playing.
Oh, okay. Well, we're talking about the original.
The original Returns.
Yes.
I'm going to shoot and say that it's like, it was a Wii game. So I'm going to say he pulls out a DS. Does he pull out a DS?
It is. If you can tell me specifically what version of the DS.
The DS Lite.
The DS Lite? He's right, guys!
Yes!
I'll even let you get your half point back there.
So
that was your first nearly perfect quiz.
So I'm actually going to stretch my muscle a little bit. I'm pretty sure when they ported it to the 3DS, they changed it. He pulls out a 3DS.
Weird flex.
Tropical Freeze, the original, I'm pretty sure he still pulls out a 3DS. But when they ported it to the Switch, they made him hold on to a Switch with red and blue controllers.
One last flex if you can do this.
Okay.
All right, so you listed all the Kongs in Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yeah.
In the Game Boy Advance re-release, who was the one other Kong they threw into the game?
It wasn't. Was it a Kong that was in any other game?
Yes, it was.
It was. The only Kong I can think of who wasn't in 2.
Say it. Say it.
Oh, was Candy in there? Was it Candy?
It's Candy Kong.
Is that the one they added?
That was Candy Kong.
All right, I was like, that's the only one I don't remember being in 2. So yeah, it's Candy Kong. All right, there we go.
Woo, nice job on that. You basically cleared that stuff.
Wow, I know my Donkey Kong country.
Yeah. Like we said before, one of the biggest things about the game, huge production value. I'm going to look at this personally as what I consider to be the first AAA game I ever experienced. Some people are going to say, like, oh, Final Fantasy VII, whatever, a couple years later.
Yeah.
But for me, the way the game looked, the way the game played, the depth of the gameplay.
It's also one of the first games for us that we, knew about its development before it came out. And that's because we got VHS copies.
Donkey Kong Country exposed.
Does anyone else remember this? Comment below if you remember this. But it was a VHS tape. I want to say it was 30, 40 minutes long.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even that. It was literally 15 to 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember being long. But they talked about all the stuff they went through, and it was crazy to watch how they developed this game, and we had never seen that kind of thing before.
Yeah. No, the game, of course, it ran completely natively on the Super Nintendo without anything crazy.
Right.
It didn't need any weird attachment like the Sega needed to run some weird stuff.
No CD attachment, no 32X, no expansion pack, no disc drive.
So they would craft the characters in 3D animation software, cut them into sprites, and then load them into the game as if it were any other thing.
Right. So it looks like a 3D game, but it's not. It's still pixels, but it gives that 3D illusion, and it was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And the Super Nintendo kept doing stuff like this because we had things like Star Fox and Stunt Racer FX, and there's some other mech game, I forget what did it, but they used the FX chip.
Yeah.
But this just used what was there.
Yeah, and Mario RPG really benefited from the same kind of technology.
Right.
And honestly, when you went to games like Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, they didn't do anything different really. Still backgrounds with the characters kind of.
It was the pre-rendered backgrounds with the moving characters.
That kind of technology was used in games for another whole generation afterwards.
Actually, I'm pretty sure there are still games out there that use it from time to time.
Indeed.
I remember when Onimusha 2 came out, they were like, we're not using pre-rendered backgrounds anymore. And it was a big deal. So it was that long of time. But Donkey Kong Country was a big deal. It was a spin-off series based on a villain. For a Mario game, and it's still going today. Tropical Freeze, well, it's been a couple of years since that came out. It's still a series that keeps going, and I'd like to see it come back again.
Oh yeah, I expect we'll see it before the Switch's lifetime is out.
Yeah,
we'll see something.
And it was originally developed by Rare, who's no longer with Nintendo. Retro Studios took it over.
Yes,
best known for Metroid Prime, but big name development companies behind these games, and sorry, I think about Donkey Kong Country 2, and it's it melts my heart a little bit because it's such an amazing game.
Yeah. The music is also intense. the team that built all of the Killer Instinct music and everything like that back in the old days, they crafted some amazing melodies that are still with the series today.
If you really want to hear like a great piece of game music, the underwater level music from Donkey Kong Country 1.
Oh yeah, it creates a mood.
It does.
There's a mood.
There is, like, it actually makes me not hate a water level. Which, for any gamer, water levels are the bane of our existence.
They suck.
They suck bad.
They suck.
Yeah, but those underwater levels are great, and the music helps. 2 could have benefited from that music.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, the water levels in that game weren't quite as fun.
Yeah, no.
That way.
No, they weren't.
The other thing that this game sort of introduced that I feel like so many games started like aping afterwards. Wow. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Were the ridiculous amounts of secrets and bonus stages. Every level had bonus stages built in.
Right, you were constantly trying to throw barrels at walls to break stuff open or find that hidden barrel somewhere. And like, there were all kinds of different bonuses you could do. There were like these little puzzle ones, or it was like collect all the emblems or whatnot, or even those, if you got the 3 animal emblems for your animal partners, where you'd go and you'd collect their symbols, as many as you could to get extra lives.
Yeah.
And it was, there's just so much to do in that game.
So many games before this really weren't collectathons in the same sort of way.
No.
Honestly, without Mario in the mix, if you think about platformers in general, the depth of most platformers was like, nothing.
Yeah.
But this game sort of opened it up so that now there was a reason to actually scour the level because there was stuff to find.
But let's also keep in mind that this was a platformer that didn't have a time limit.
No.
Because think of the famous platformers before it. You had Mario and Sonic, and you're on a time limit.
Yep.
So like, this one gave you time to kind of explore, and not just secrets and bonuses, multiple pathways through levels.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, there's that one level in Donkey Kong Country 1 where you can just fire yourself out of a barrel if you know where you're going and just
Do all the right stuff.
go across the whole level. And it was so good. And like, I still play that game and I'm like, I didn't know this was there.
No.
Because we're not the kind of people who go and scour everything in a game right when we play it.
I mean, I'm a completionist mostly on the Mario front, but that's because Mario is relatively
Easy to complete.
completable.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country games, there's so much.
There's so much. And
You
it's
got
hidden.
really, really far in Donkey Kong Country Returns, and I give you the credit because you were doing.
I beat it.
I know.
I beat it and got everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I got all the secrets because you had to pound everything and like,
The only thing you didn't max out were all the time trial things.
Oh my god,
they were insane.
Because I didn't have time.
What's one of your favorite levels?
So Donkey Kong Country 2, because I'm just gonna go back to that one because that's my favorite one of them all.
Yeah.
Target Terror in
yeah.
Kremland. You're on the skull roller coaster ride, and you have to keep hitting switch to open gates or not hit them. And like, I can hear that sound of like the boop, boop, as you hit the gate and it opens up. Splice in the real.
So satisfying. Right here.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, it's a satisfying noise, and I love the minecart levels in the first one, and I love the roller coaster levels in the second one. That just adds something to it.
Minecart Carnage from the first game definitely opened it up. That was like on like the old commercials and stuff. That was like the money shot. People really, really wanted that to those are the thing in the game.
And there's something satisfying about going through it, getting everything at 100%ing that level.
Oh yeah,
because it just takes the practice. What about you?
I also got to go. I mean, I'm going to talk a lot about the second one because it's vastly superior. Red Hot Ride is one of my favorite levels.
Is that the hot air balloon one?
Yes, it's so ridiculous.
Oh, I love that one too.
It's,
that's a good
and
one.
here's the other thing about the game that they're not easy.
No.
None of them are just like, oh, it's like Mario, it's like really approachable. Once you get kind of far into the game, we're talking some relatively like ridiculous stuff you need to be good at to get through the thing.
Yeah, they're really, really tough. And you know what? I hate to admit it. I actually gave up on Tropical Freeze because the difficulty barrier like got to me.
I picked it up after a little while and just muscled through the end of it, and it was totally worth it. Yeah,
I do, but here's the thing: I could muscle through it. I don't think that I want to do all the extra stuff I did in Returns.
No. I don't know if it's if you're not playing it on that first go, sometimes you don't have the gumption.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But good levels.
Yeah,
Good levels.
and Bramble Scrambles one of my.
Oh my God! Yes.
Like I said, it's the hard levels that I love the most
because they're satisfying.
Yeah,
you beat it and you get this epic feeling of, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. And you know what? Bramble Scramble has amazing music.
It does.
Like, we keep talking about the music. Seriously, if you've never heard Donkey Kong Country or Donkey Kong Country 2's music or 3's music, go look it up. That Super Nintendo soundtrack is it's
banging.
so good.
It's banging.
How did we not talk about that in our music episode from like 4 years ago?
Hey, hindsight's 2020. I'm sure we did mention it actually.
But 2020 is coming up.
Oh! Anyway, and so finally, some of our favorite bosses.
King Zing Sting, Donkey Kong Country 2.
I'm not sure there is a better one than that.
You have to change into Squawks the Parrot and hawk up these like giant nuts and hit him in the stinger while he's going around and firing bees.
But there's like 4 modes to the boss too,
right,
you know?
Right, like he's going around like in a pattern and you kind of have
to hit all the things off the edges of him first.
And you have to keep flapping to make sure you're at the right level and not get hit. And then he goes like flashes red and starts just firing bees out of himself.
So good.
It's so good, and I love that music again. It's so good.
Yeah.
What about you?
From the first game especially, I do like, the Queen Bee fight.
Okay.
The first game, all the bosses are really, really silly. But King K. Rool at the end,
Yeah.
we Slow Ted and I kind of finished off Donkey Kong Country on our 12-hour stream a few weeks ago.
I was watching it. I wasn't here at the time, and I watched it.
But that part of the game, so good.
Yeah.
Actually, all the final bosses are really challenging. There's
Yeah.
not a single one. The Country Returns one was insane.
Yeah, but I loved it. It was so good.
And who was it? It was Captain K. Rool.
It was Captain K. Rool in 2, and then Dr.
K. Rulenstein, right, or something like that.
Something like that. I'm not gonna lie to you, Lambo.
Yep.
I've never played Donkey Kong Country 3.
It's pretty good. Honestly, though, it's a step backwards. It's not as hard as 2, it's not as good as 2.
Well, it turns me off a little bit because it's not Donkey or Diddy. It's Dixie and Kiddy Kong.
Yeah, it's fine though.
And it's like
nothing wrong with it.
No, but 2 was the high point. And Returns after so long was just nice to go back to.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But it's a great series, and if you've never played it, it's on the SNES Classic. Like Donkey Kong Country 1 is on there. If you have the Switch and you have Nintendo Switch Online, you get Donkey Kong Country 1 on there.
Yeah, and if you have the new 3DS,
you can download Donkey Kong Country 1, Donkey Kong Country 2, and I believe 3's on there. And if you have a Wii U,
they're all there too.
Yeah, it's all there. Like, it's worth it to play them. If you can play the first one, play it. If you have a 3DS, like a new 3DS, and you can download 2 and play it, it's like it's less than $10. It'll change you.
Yes,
it's a revelatory
game. It will make
game.
you a better person.
And there's so much to unlock. There's an entire set of secret worlds in that game we didn't even talk about.
Yeah, and the 3 had the same kind of thing going on in it.
Yeah, it's insane. But it's important to talk about these games because, like, after all this time, we kind of forget about it, especially with Nintendo, because there's so many franchises. But we got to focus on the past and be like, these games need to be played.
Indeed.
So, hey, tell us in the comments below, are you a Donkey Kong Country fan? Have you ever played them? Do you think Donkey Kong sucks and you never want to see these games? Listen, we'll respect all opinions.
Oh, yeah. What are some of your favorite levels? Favorite bonus levels?
Favorite bosses? Who's your favorite animal companion? Favorite animal companion?
Winky.
The frog from 1 who never came back?
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. Mine's Squitter. He was my favorite and I couldn't even remember his name.
Yeah.
But, like, let us know in the comments below any of your favorite things from these games. Did you play any of them? Have you not? And if you haven't, again, try them out. And if you got a Switch, play Tropical Freeze. It is good.
So good.
But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Really, please, hit that like button. It really helps us out. We want people to see us so we can spread.
We're almost to 1,000.
Yes, we're almost to 1,000 subscribers. So please, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, get us to 1,000. We've been doing this for a while and we keep going along. And don't forget to check us out on all social media. We're Nerdstrodamus, except for Twitter where we're Nerdstrodamus DL.
For down low.
Right. But for Nerdstrodamus, I'm Dr. Pants.
Lambo.
We'll catch you some other time. I don't think it did. How close?